Hi, this is Mrs. Munns. Welcome to 6th grade orientation. Reading should not be presented to children as a chore or duty. It should be offered to them as a precious gift. There are two kinds of reading that I want to talk to you about today. There is instructional reading and independent reading. Instructional reading happens at school with teacher support, and it's texts that are on 6th grade level. Annotation is the tool to support comprehension. We'll talk more about that in a moment. There are other tools we use as well, which I'll explain in a minute too. Benchmarks and EOGs are instructional level, and so are most of the assessments that take place in class. Independent reading happens at home, sometimes occurs at school, and happens with parent support. For many students, the instructional level will be harder than their independent reading level. Teachers work with the students to support them as they read instructional texts. Teachers provide strategies to help students when they need to read instructional texts on their own, like the assessments that we have and EOGs and benchmarks. Some tools that we use are annotation and finding context clues for words that are unfamiliar or hard, and making inferences about our texts using clues from the text to find the meaning. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute too. Here is an example of annotation. This is an effective tool for instructional reading. We often will chunk the reading into parts or smaller articles, and we've taught the students to interact with the text with a pencil or a pen, and it's like they're talking to their piece of reading. They are underlining important facts and information, they're circling unfamiliar and hard words, and they are locating any clues that help them understand the word. And most importantly, they are writing in the margins. You can see all of those reactions and questions in the margins if you look carefully. That really shows that your student is thinking when they are able to make a comment or ask a question or have a reaction. They are truly digging deeper and having a better understanding of the text when they're able to interact with it on that level. So that is an example of the annotation that your student is going to learn this year, and it's something that's going to carry out throughout the rest of middle school and high school, and a valuable skill for college and life. More about independent reading. Research states that students who read every day and read books that are on their independent reading level make significant reading growth. Not all students are reading on a 6th grade level. Research also states that not to make them read on a higher level when they're reading independently. They will not understand what they are reading, and they will not grow in their reading abilities. So what does that mean? It means when your student is reading by themselves or with you, you want it to be easy. You want them to fully understand what they're reading and not get stuck on the words, and be able to talk to you about what they are reading and show that they have a full understanding. Leave the hard and instructional reading to school. That is something that we can do with them with the strategies that I have explained. They will become frustrated with reading and not enjoy it if during independent reading time they're asked to read texts that are too hard. It's no fun, and they won't enjoy it, and they won't embrace reading. So make sure you're making it fun and enjoyable for them. How to pick out a good book. This is a very common question I get from families. When you are picking out an independent reading book, there's two main things to keep in mind. When you listen to your student read, make sure that they're reading smoothly, that they understand the words, and that's called fluency. That it sounds smooth and they're not stopping to sound out a bunch of words and getting stuck on words, because that will interact or interrupt their comprehension. Another thing is have some conversations with them to see if they are fully understanding the text. deeper conversations that you had in middle school, like why do you think this author wrote this story, or how does the character feel? What do you think they're going to do next and why? And some deeper conversations. And then if your child is able to talk to you about these things and understand it, it means they're comprehending it and it's a good book for them. We must foster the love for reading. Make sure there's several ways to do that. Make sure it is a great book for their reading level. Let them choose it. It is fine if they like to read the same genre all the time, as long as they are reading. Some families get concerned if their child reads only one kind of book, like comic books, or my kid just reads about sports or whatever. That's fine. If they are reading and they're enjoying it, that is great. They will show growth with that, and eventually they'll be interested in something else. So don't worry about that. Read with them. They are never too old to be read to. It's a wonderful way to have good discussions and to bond and to encourage that love for reading. And please make sure it's quiet, that there's no distractions. That's very helpful too. Kids that this age are not able to handle their phone and the TV and doing their homework. Distractions truly are distractions to them. They're not able to multitask in some of the ways that adults are able to. So please make sure that you help eliminate those distractions for them when they're doing their homework and reading. Your mindset about reading is very important. Your words and opinions about reading are a powerful thing. Making reading a positive activity will determine the way your child responds to reading. Encourage it. Don't demand it. Don't make it a chore. Read with them and have discussions about the stories you share. Make a new reading goal for yourself and let them see you accomplish it. That is powerful. Another thing you need to understand is stamina. This is a teacher's biggest challenge. Stamina is basically the time a student is able to concentrate on a task, their focus. How long can they concentrate? How long can they focus? Reading stamina is essential for success in school, but many students are struggling to concentrate. Let's look at this. Looking at stamina a little deeper. Let's think about all of the activities that this generation is doing daily. Video games, texting, social media, TV, fast-paced daily schedule. All of these things do not require stamina and have instant gratification. It actually takes away from them concentrating and being able to build their stamina. Here are some suggested activities that do require stamina for them to maybe try. Reading more, longer, problem solving in any realm, math problems, word problems, EOGs, schools assessments and assignments. So as you can see, those are very important things, and there are ways for you to support that at home, like reading with them. That's a great way for you to support them at home with that. How to build stamina at home: read together for long periods of time. Start with 30 minutes a day if you have a student who doesn't love reading yet. Some of you have students who are already hooked. They get it. They love it. Then push that time up. 6th graders should be reading an hour a day, every day, an independent reading book. Encourage creative projects like artwork, making models, writing stories, reading and cooking recipes, anything that takes a while to do. Encourage that and maybe create more opportunities for that at home. And please limit the time spent on TV, video games, texting, and access to social media. I hope this is helpful, and we look forward to a great year with your student. Thank you.